Hi, hello, it's Nikki, and welcome to my messy bookshelf. Today I'm here to share my pile of possibilities for the month of April. And yes, I said April, because I, for one, cannot believe that it's April already, or it's about to be April in a couple days. So, yeah, I feel myself on the cusp of a reading slump. I am in quite a funny mood right now. I really... and you'll see once I get into it. But yeah, I have had a wonderful January, February, and March for reading. So I don't really know what I'm going to get into in the next month because I have read some great books. And especially this month, I have just finished or I'm about to finish a couple of really great books. So I am in a mood, but I also don't know where I want to go from here. So you will see in a moment. So the first thing I have here is my classic pick for the month. And, you know, this may not stick. It may stick. We shall see. But I have been reading Don Quixote and I have been unable to put it down for the last couple days. This book... I'll talk more about it in another video, but I literally have not been able to put it down in the last couple days. So I didn't want to jump right into another adventure story, an adventure novel, and, you know, another comedy, I guess you could say. So I decided to choose something that is relatively short and something that I have been looking forward to reading. And the one that I have chosen for classics is A Room with a View. And this is by E.M. Forster. And this book is one that I've been looking forward to. I have heard that it is supposed to be a little bit humorous. It is about a young woman who is visiting her cousin. They are both well-to-do young women. They are high society and they are abroad, and our young woman apparently falls in love while she is abroad, and it is supposed to have a lot of normal everyday life along with, you know, the adventure that takes place abroad. So I don't know too much more about it. I'm kind of going in a little bit blind. I've never read anything by E.M. Forster, but this is one that's been on my radar for a little bit. So, and it is relatively short. The one that I'm finishing up right now is quite lengthy, so I think a lot of my choices for April are a little bit shorter than typical because not only am I reading something very long, but I have been reading some great stuff and I don't really know what out of all of this is going to stick. So yeah, you will see a theme here. The next one I have here is I Who Have Never Known Men, and this is by Jacqueline Harper, and this is, or Hartman. And this book is one that I heard Ellen talking about on her channel, and this is a dystopian novel about 30 or 40 women who are apparently living in a cage underground. From what I understand, I don't think they remember how they got there or why they're there. But I guess the book follows another young girl that is added to the group, and she is the catalyst for them changing their circumstances. So, dystopian, something I'm sort of leaning towards right now, and yeah, it is one, when I saw it at the bookstore, I remembered Ellen talking about it. It sounded fascinating when she was talking about it, so I have been looking forward to this for the last couple months. And I recently picked it up. I think it was in my last book haul, but looking forward to this. I think I am going in a little bit blind towards, or into that one as well. So the next one I have here is probably going to be a carryover. And this is Ordeal by Innocence by Agatha Christie. And this is one of her standalone novels. This is one that I actually plan on starting today because I am finishing some things today. And this is one I plan on starting today. I may carry it over if I don't finish it because, you know, Agatha Christie's you can typically read, especially one this short, you can typically read them in a sitting or two. But this is one of her standalones that I have not read, and a goal of mine is to get through all of her standalones because I have read, I think, all of her Hercule Poirot's, and I have read all of her Miss Marples. Her Tommy and Tuppence books, I have not read all of them, but they're not my favorite. So I am trying to get through all the standalones, and this is one that I am looking forward to. So again, starting this one today, probably going to carry it over if I don't finish it. And then you will see my theme here. I am finishing up a wonderful middle grade haunted house story, and I'm sort of feeling in the mood for some more ghost stories slash haunted house slash, you know, creepy stories. And yes, I know spring has just begun here in the northern hemisphere at least, and you know, I like flowers, they're pretty and all, but I hate warm weather and I hate these allergies, so maybe that is contributing to what I'm in the mood for right now. But yeah, ghost stories and haunted houses. So the one I have here is actually one I've talked about before, and that is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I read The Haunting of Hill House for the first time this past year, and I really enjoyed it, and yeah, this one I think is calling to me. And again, this is another short one. I will at least start it and see how it goes. I plan on starting at least all of these and seeing how they go. The next, I don't know too much about this one. I am intentionally going in blind to this one. So We Have Always Lived in the Castle, and I apologize if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. As usual, my dogs are here. And the next one I have here, I don't know about this one. This is the Saturday Night Ghost Club, and this is by Craig Davidson. This is one I picked up on a whim because it was at the cash register and it was on special. If you had spent this much money, it was, I think, $5. And this one looks like it is about a young boy who is, I think, visiting a relative in Niagara Falls. And it's the 80s, and it seems to be quite a haunted town. So we are in this haunted town. Our young boy, our protagonist, is seeing some supernatural things taking place in this town. And the adults in his life apparently have some trauma. So I don't know how all of that ties together. The cover makes it look kind of funny, but the synopsis did not sound funny. So I don't know how this is going to play out, but it is one that I plan on giving a shot, and I've had it for a little bit, and I think I want to give it a try. Yeah, I am in the mood for some ghost stories. The next one I have here is The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende, and this one, I think it's going to check all the boxes. I'm trying not to be too optimistic about this because it seems like it checks all the boxes, but it has a family saga. It's multi-generational. It takes place over multiple decades, I think. And this is about a family. The father, the patriarch of the family, is a well-to-do man, and his wife has a connection to the supernatural realm, the spirit world. And we see their lives and their descendants and what gifts they have. So, I think this might be the move. I'm not sure, but I am hoping so, because I am in that, you know, sort of dark and twisty haunted house slash, you know, spirit world, ghost world mood. So I am hoping that this turns out good, because it's been sitting there for a little bit. I don't think that this is like a super I don't think that this has been on my shelves for years, but it has been there for at least a few months. So looking forward to this one, and I will definitely give this one a go. So we have that one, and I only have 2 books left. The next book I have here is one for an event that I remember from last year on BookTube, and that is People April. I am not a huge consumer of memoirs or biographies. I do occasionally read them, but it's not my preferred, or they are not my preferred genres. So this one is also my nonfiction pick for the month, and that is Keith Hernandez. And yes, written by Keith Hernandez, about Keith Hernandez. And if you are not familiar with Keith Hernandez, if you are into baseball, you might know who he is, but he is one of the most famous New York Mets of all time. And he was on the team in 1986 that won the World Series, and this is supposed to be about his life and baseball. And it seemed fitting because, again, I don't read too much biography / memoir, but this was a gift because my family and I, we are avid baseball consumers. We watch baseball, we go to baseball games, we love baseball. We are New York Mets fans, and we happen to love Keith Hernandez. Currently, he's employed as one of the announcers for the New York Mets. So we love him, I love him, so hence why it was a gift. So I thought that it would be fitting to read this month as my nonfiction pick because it's been sitting on my shelf for at least 4 or 5 years. So looking forward to finally getting through this one. And yes, you know, it's not too long, but it is, you know, for a nonfiction and a memoir, we'll see how it goes. I will give it a try, at least. But yeah, that is my nonfiction pick for the month, and also perfect for People April, because I don't think that I had anything else planned for that. And then the last book that I have here is actually a recent acquisition. I can't seem to keep myself out of the bookstore, apparently. But I'm sort of kidding. My daughter's school has a raffle that they're doing, and they are making gift baskets. All the classes are making gift baskets to raffle off. And my daughter's class is doing a cooking and baking one, and they needed parents to provide items for this basket. So, of course, I signed up to bring the cookbook. And so I went to buy a cookbook, and I had to buy something for me. So what I ended up purchasing is the second book in the Inspector Gamache series, and this is A Fatal Grace by Louise Penny. And the only thing that I know about this is that it's book 2 in the Inspector Gamache series. I'm going in completely blind, but I loved the first book. I read it just this past week. And typically when I am reading a book or series that is super overhyped the way that series is, I tend to be a little bit skeptical. But in this case, I have to say that I completely agree. I adored that book. It was wonderful. And yeah, I was very excited to see the second book at the bookstore. So yes, I got something for me when I was going in for something else. But yeah, that is it for my pile of possibilities. It is not the biggest pile I've ever had, but again, I'm a little bit worried that I'm about to enter a reading slump because I have finished or am about to finish some fantastic books, and I don't really know where I want to go from here. So we'll see what I get into this month. I will probably add some things to this pile and or take away books from this pile, but we will see how it goes. And I thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. February. I'm Keith Anderson, and this is a memoir by Keith Anderson. And if you are familiar